Welcome to BNC Sports. I'm James Hill. Happy Father's Day. NBA playoffs, Western Conference Finals. Game 1, the Phoenix Suns outlast the LA Clippers by a final score of 120 to 114. More details next hour. From HBCU to the NFL, and now he's a Black College Football Hall of Famer. Greg Coleman is known for his coffin kicks with the Minnesota Vikings. He joins us live from Atlanta. Greg, first and foremost, I hope you and the family are well on Father's Day. Congratulations on being a Black College Football Hall of Famer. What does that mean to you personally, sir?
Well, I don't think my feet have touched the ground over the last couple of days. I had to pinch myself when I woke up and realized that it wasn't a dream. That this, in fact, was reality. And I'm just so humbled and honored to be a part of such a great institution, a great fraternity of men.
Now, you talk about Raines High School, the highest of 7 hills, HBCU. You move on to ride up to football camp with the Rattler, Mr. Ken Riley, the late, great Hall of Famer, in fact. And then also you go over to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and you kick as many kicks as possible for the Vikings. Take us through your journey, so to speak.
Well, I'll try and be brief. I always consider myself a great athlete. I was a defensive end in high school, but one day I chose not to slam down on the tackle. My coach gave me a bag of balls and said, go up and take this ball and bag of balls and go up and flip the field. That was truly the beginning. And when I got to A&M, and I had a coach by the name of Pop Kittles, he was my kicking coach. He said, baby, kick it where they ain't. I said, Pop, what do you mean kick it where they ain't? He said, kick it to the corners, make them do the work. He said, and if you do it over and over, and if you're consistent, they'll find a place for you at the next level. Rudy Hubbard taught me about being consistent and dependability. And when I got to the NFL, it was very easy, but because of my speed, coaches, Cincinnati, you talked about the Rattler, Ken Riley. When I went to Cincinnati, I ran a 4.40, and they wanted to try me at wide receiver. I said, guys, I've never played wide receiver. They said, well, just try it anyway. So I ran my legs out, and then they switched me to defensive back. And then I had to compete against the other punters and kickers. Fast forward to Cleveland. Forrest Gregg was the head coach. The Browns drafted Tom Scoladini in the second round. Scoladini held out. Forrest Gregg came to me and said, can you handle this? I said, Coach, let me tell you something. When preparation meets opportunity, it's going to equal success. And that's all I need is an opportunity. And the rest is history. But it took Forrest Gregg, a Native American, a Cherokee Indian, to give an African American an opportunity to put his black foot on a brown ball. And it means so much to be a part of this Juneteenth, June 19th, with everything that's going on in our country, with the racial tension and all of the political nonsense. It just means a lot with Juneteenth becoming now a national holiday. It was the day that I was inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
Take us back to last night in the Grand Ballroom there, and you're being inducted. What was that like for you personally? And just walk us back through that for those of us who weren't able to be there, so to speak.
Well, they introduced the previous inductees. I mean, men like, the great Doug Williams, James Harris, Mel Blount. And then they introduced my class, Jimmy Giles, Ronell Young, and Coach Bailey. And they came in with a spotlight, and man, all eyes were on you. And then you knew, what you tried not to do was trip over your feet because, your heartbeat was pumping a mile a minute. But when they call me up on the stage and ask the questions, and in the end they say, now you are part of the class of 2021 of the Black Football College Hall of Fame. And I heard somebody say, Greg, you might live in Jacksonville, but now you can pick up your mail in Canton, Ohio, because that's your new address because you're a Hall of Famer. And James, I got to tell you, I damn near lost it. I mean, my wife was there, my kids were there. We had almost 50 guests in family. It's just an amazing time. And I also paid homage to those men who had put their black foot on a brown ball before. Horace Gillum, Dr. Dave Mays, Marlon Briscoe, but being the first at that position that didn't do anything else because I saw a man walk out on the field in a lily white uniform. Everybody else was muddy, dirty, and bloody. He walked out, he kicked it, he walked back to the field with that clean white uniform, and I said, that's all I want to do, and that's all I want it to be. And God has been so gracious to allow me, and his favor has been on my life, and I have to give him all the glory for being a part of this great fraternity of men.
Thank you, sir. He is Mr. Greg Coleman, the Black College Football Hall of Famer. Folks, we will be right back after this.